Hi, my name is Justin. I'm the developer of Rocket, an iOS space game with cats. And I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast. You can find a link to download my game at facebook.com/PurRocket.
Hello, David here, birthday boy, and we're going to do the episode 395 of the One Up Game podcast, and it's my birthday's special show. So, this is my show. I've done everything for this show. I haven't taken advice or anything from the other team members. It is just me. As always, sponsored by Games Inspired Music. Please buy it, stream it, use the music any way you see fit. And 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity. You can also buy our first 100 podcasts available at audiobooksontape.com, and £1 of each sale will go to the Diabetes UK charity. So that's that. So, I guess we'll just have a quick rundown of all the... It's not even the games really that I've played this week, because I've played them all. I've made videos and I've put them up on our YouTube channel. But these are my favourite games that I just quickly put on and I could go on. And there's like 25 games on here. So hopefully you'll see a little bit more of me as a person in the games that I used to love as a kid and still love now. There is a couple of games within the last sort of 10 years. I say that. There's 1, 2... Okay, there's only maybe a couple of games from the last 10 years. The rest are about 20, 30-year-old. So we'll have a quick break and we'll be back with these games.
Hi, I'm Lucy James and I listen to the One Up Gaming podcast.
Hello Andy, this is Colin. I won't be able to get in tonight. I'm sweating like a pig.
So I'm back. Going to be 25 games to talk about with this birthday special of the One Up Game podcast, episode 395. As I say, 25 games. They're not in any order. They're just linked together in the video. So there's like two or three games per video to make like a 10-15 minute video on YouTube. So let's start the show. Road Avenger. On the Mega CD, or Road Blaster you might know it as. The Mega CD version had the best music. It's one of those like movie games where you just hold a button and something happens on screen. But it's got an amazing story, it's got amazing graphics, the music's to die for. The intro is one of the best intro music ever. Proper 80s air rock, just so good. It's amazing. So Road Avenger, great little game. If anyone knows like Space Ace or Dragon's Lair, that style of game, imagine that, but you're in a car and you have to hold left, you have to hold right to dodge things. There's there's turbo to boost through stuff and jump over things, and there's brakes to stop yourself. And if you don't hit the right button in time, your car just explodes in a crash. But it's so good. I loved it so much. Next game. Yes, I was an idiot child. Sonic R for the Sega Saturn. Now, this is a game that I loved as a kid. It only had 5 levels, I believe it was, but each level had 5 objectives to actually unlock the full game. And it was made by Traveller's Tales. They had a really unique way of getting the levels to filter in. So they went from transparent to semi-transparent to fully in, and then so there wasn't any pop in. it just the level just sort of like filtered in as you went closer. Again, it's some of the best music, some of the best soundtrack ever on a game. I loved it so much. Think of this as, it's not a racing game, it's more of a on foot sort of collecty puzzle game where you do actually have to race to the finish, but it's more of a like a 3D platformer style and trying to collect things and get to the finish in the end. Great game, I really loved it. It's a bit janky now, you know, the camera's a bit all over the place, the character movement's a bit dodgy, but I still love it with my heart. So next up we have Soul Blade, and this is the game that other people might know as Soul Edge, and this was on the PS1, and again it's probably one of the best ever intro music ever to a game. I loved it. Proper, again, 80s air rock. I love 80s music. I just love really bad rock music, and Soul Blade had it in spades. It's a weapon one-on-one fighting game, 3D game made by Namco, where you are on a ring and you can get knocked off the edge like a Virtua Fighter sort of game. I thought it looked good, it played really well for the PS1, and great game. And then that went on to make Soul Calibur, and they've just gone on and made, like, I think we're up to Soul Calibur 6 now. But Soul Blade, great game for the PS1. Change of pace. Championship Manager 96-97. Again, it's very similar to the 97-98 sort of game, which I think I also have. I can't remember which video it is that I'm doing, but anyway, it's basically the same. Just like the stats are slightly updated. I played this game so much when I was like 15, 16, that type of age, and I probably did shite in school because of it. I probably did really crap at my first job because of this. Playing this game, getting home, and I'd be on till like 3, 4 in the morning every single night. That's why I'm such an idiot now, because I just didn't absorb any information apart from the Championship Manager information. And yeah, so Sports Interactive, you have a lot to answer for. You've made me an idiot. Going back onto it recently, I forgot how slow this game was. Jesus. You click a button, you have to wait 20 minutes just to get to the next screen. And that's not exaggerating. It's amazing how slow the game sort of loads and filters through and plays the game. You don't actually see the game on this one. I think it was like Champ Manager 4 that actually started that one with the 2D match engine. This one was still just text on a screen that would pop up like what was going on with a little bar of who had possession, who didn't have possession. So, but it was still amazing. I love this so much, this game. So, it's going to run long, this episode, isn't it? So, next up we have ISS Pro Evolution Soccer 2. So, it's like International Superstar Soccer Pro Evolution 2. It's a bloody long title, that, isn't it? But again, amazing. It plays so, even now, it plays so well. It's a little bit janky, a little bit dodgy graphically, but it just plays amazing. I love that so much. I love the through ball. I love the fact that you can shoot and like 10 different shots. The goalkeeper will have 10 different animations of what's happening. I mean, there's the one time where the camera's just panning off and the keeper jumps and he catches the crossbar and he just swings on the crossbar for a few seconds. And it's just like, so those tiny little things that just make the game so much more fun. And yeah, it is just cohesive. It's just a bloody good game. I loved it. So going more on the arcade style of game, there was Michael Owen's World League Soccer 99. And this one, it was made by Silicon Dreams, who did the I think it was the Olympic Soccer for the PS1. And then they went on to the Dreamcast with Sega's Worldwide Soccer, World League Soccer. Maybe Worldwide Soccer. But they were the official Sega developer for their soccer games for a bit. But yeah, not a bad game. It looked amazing at the time. It looks janky as now. The movement's not the best, and ISS Pro is just better in every way. So yeah, but I loved World League Soccer. I thought it was a great game. I had to give props to Silicon Dreams. A great little game there. So now we're going into the John Hare Lovathon. I had to think of what to say then. And that's basically like, first of all, Canon Fodder. Music, amazing. Gameplay, amazing. Graphics look stunning for a top-down, like 8x8 pixel little dudes. And it's just a top-down shooter where you control a crosshair. You click the crosshair and your little man walks towards that crosshair. So say you've got like a massive map and you tap up left, the little man will walk up left, and that's what you do. You just click the button and then the opposite button is shoot. So wherever that crosshair is, your little man tries to shoot towards that crosshair. And it is just a army simulator, and you join up. You have 100, 200 sort of people joining the actual service. Each one's got a unique name. Once you complete missions, you get promoted. If you get killed, you get a gravestone on the start select menu sort of screen. And in the top of the screen, it's got like the home side you and the away side of how many kills each one's got. So it might say like 44-2. So you've had 2 people get killed. And it's these little things like that that just make... It's like when you get a person who's died on the game, it's got like a lost in service screen with music and the name coming up the screen and that. And it's really well done for a game from like 92, 93, that sort of era. It just plays really well and looks amazing, and I love Cannon Fodder. So another game, another amazing game, Mega-Lo-Mania. And I loved this. It's a proper strategy sort of game, but it's very easy to understand. You just plant your men down on a point on the map. You research new weapons, new bases. I say bases, it's just like they just, once you get up a level, it sort of like changes automatically and gets better. And then you send your men out to destroy the other men and the other bases, and that is basically it. It's just like a simulation game where you just sit and watch a screen and wait until you develop better than what they do. So yeah, it's a great game. I love it. I don't know what happened with the Super Nintendo version. It's just so different from what like the PC and the Mega Drive and Amiga versions were. I think it was made by a completely different developer, and they've messed up a lot of the stuff. But it still looks alright and sounds a bit janky though. Anyway, last game by Sensible Software. John Hare, you're a god. And that is Sensible Soccer. So I think I've just got a quick gameplay of the Mega Drive International sort of version. Or is it European version? I can't remember now. But I spent many hours on the Amiga for Sensible Soccer, Sensible World of Soccer 96, 97 I think it was. And I loved that game so much. Proper like management sort of game where you would have your team, and then you'd have like a load of reserve players, and in those reserve players you might have 1 or 2 amazing players mixed in that you didn't know, because if you didn't play any of the reserve players, they would wait 3 or 4 weeks and then they'd disappear, and then you get another random person put in. And when I was proper playing this game years ago, I would play friendly matches with my B team, and I would play them, and then you'd see the reserve players playing. And when you got ones who looked fast, like stupidly fast, I would automatically just put them straight into the first team. And some of them were worth a couple of £1 million each. And yeah, it was just so good. I loved it so much. So Sensible Soccer, great little game. I do enjoy their new game, Sociable Soccer, which is out on Steam now. So Sociable Soccer 24. It's a great little game, fast, smooth, looks nice, and it's a great little soccer game. So next up, Four Wheel Thunder. Now this is a midway sort of game. This was a home sort of console only sort of game. I think there was a Four Wheel Thunder sort of arcade game, but that was nothing like this game. This one is fucking hard. And sorry for the swearing. It is bloody hard. It's one of those games where I should have had Hydro Thunder because I love that as well. But I only had a few weeks to download all these games and play them. It's very much like that, where there's blue pods that give you 4 seconds of boost, and a red pod that gives you 9 seconds of boost. But this game, Four Wheel Thunder, you basically have to be pressing the turbo button 99% of the time to actually win the race. And it is bloody hard, but it is an absolutely great game and I loved it. It looks amazing, it plays well. Great game. Midway, I think it was Callisto that actually did this version. Anyway, next game, Automobili Lamborghini. And this one's on the N64, made by Titus of all people. And I don't know if it's as bad as what everyone says, because I played this as a kid. I mean, yes, I'm a proper Lamborghini fan, and probably because of that, it made me forget a lot of the crap about the game, and I was just sat playing this game constantly, and it's amazing. Graphically, it's a little bit sus. Gameplay is a little bit sus. Speed of the game is a bit sus, but I loved it. I absolutely adored this game. So I so wish that the Lamborghini game that was originally in the works actually came out for the original Xbox, because that played amazing as well. It looked great, and because of that, the Juiced became out, because it was made by Juice Games, and then they just quickly took out all the Lamborghinis and put other cars in and made Juiced. So anyway, next up, Biker Mice from Mars for the Super Nintendo, and this one is an isometric sort of like over the top racing, shooting, combat game. Imagine like a rock and roll racing style, but with a Biker Mice from Mars aesthetic. It sounds good, looks good, plays amazing, and I really loved it. It's a bit sus that it's got like Snickers all over the place, and it's actually sponsored by Mars, so I guess it's like, yeah, you want to buy these Snickers. Next up, WipEout 2097. So yeah, technically WipEout 3 is an overall better game, but WipEout 2097 was such an upgrade of the original WipEout. The crafts, movement and the feel was so much better, so tight, so fluid. Also, all the loading screens and the options look amazing, thanks to like, I can't remember, it was Designers Republic, I can't remember now, but there was a proper design team who did all the little logos and screen things, and it just looked amazing. It played well, fast, fluid, smooth. Just amazing game, great game. Psygnosis, you missed. Next up, Sega Rally Championship 95. I was going to show my tattoo, but I don't think you'll be able to see it. No. Oh, there it. No. Oh, there we. No, I can't get it, but it's there. I've got like a Sega Rally tattoo on my arm. One of my favourite games of all time. Especially for the Sega Saturn, it looks amazing. The movement and the feeling of the car is just so much. It's better than Gran Turismo in my opinion. It just feels amazing. I loved it. I was just wish that we had a Sega Rally game come out now that felt and had the same momentum as the original Sega Rally game, but it had like full rally tracks and circuits and cars and a lot more content. Because that's the only thing that killed it, having 4 tracks and 3 cars. But it's a great game. And I'd have a go at Sega Rally 2. Now this one, in the UK, we never really had an arcade scene, or at least if you didn't live near a seaside resort or London, you didn't have an arcade scene, and we never had one up here in the northeast. So I never played the arcade game. I got the Dreamcast, I got Sega Rally 2, and I was disappointed at first, but then playing it, it's like, yeah, it's a little bit choppy, it's a little bit frame rates all over the place, but it's got amazing content. It looks amazing. The 10-year championship, the career mode, the rally, the arcade mode, it's got all sorts. It's got loads of cars, loads of tracks. Great game. I just feel as though it lost a little bit of the handling and the characteristics of the original. But yeah, Sega Rally 2, good game. God, 16th game so far. Virtua Fighter 2 is one of my all-time favourite games. Where is it? That's Street Fighter 2. Oh, there it is. Virtua Fighter 2. Got a tattoo there. It's one of those games where when you see Shun? The drunken martial artist sort of guy, the old man. When you see his stage of the bridge and you're fighting on a raft going underneath the bridges, it is just an eye-opening experience of how amazing the Sega's Model 2 board was and how ahead of its time it was. But yes, Virtua Fighter 2, probably my favourite ever fighting game. Maybe Street Fighter 4 was up there as well, but yeah, Virtua Fighter 2 was great, I loved it. One of my earliest memories of arcade games, Altered Beast. And a lot of people jam on this game so much, but when you're like a 6-7-year-old kid playing this at a local diner, and you just see the graphics, and you got to remember, in the UK, the Nintendo Entertainment System wasn't very big, wasn't massive. We had the Spectrum and the Commodore 64, and they were massive. We had a Spectrum, ZX Spectrum plus 2, I don't know. It was the big one with the tape deck actually built into it. Full plastic keyboard. You had to use a cassette tape to play the actual games on cassettes. You could buy each game for like $3.99 or $4.99, can't remember now. And yeah, when you got to remember playing these games on the Spectrum, which didn't have full colour, or if it did have colour, it was just janky as hell. And then going to like a holiday home to see my granddad and grandparents, let's just say, and then going to the cafe and they had Altered Beast. It is eye-opening how amazing that game looked. I just felt as though the combat, the collecting of the crystals, the morphing of the characters was amazing. I loved it so much. Probably one of the newest games on our list is Batman Asylum. And I love this game so much. It's probably one of the best. It is the best superhero game, and it's probably one of the best games of all time. It is so good. I felt as though when they went to Arkham City, is it City the next one? Yeah, it's Arkham City, then Arkham Knight. When they went to the full open world, I felt as though they lost a lot of the actual, the grunt of the game. Being in the tight corridors of Arkham Asylum, it just fitted the game so well. It looked amazing, it played amazing, that combat system was just top notch. So next up we have Darksiders, And Darksiders is a game that I got caught up in the hype when it originally came out on the 360, I think it was, and PS3 360. And I was just, because I loved Devil May Cry, that should be on here as well. Devil May Cry, I love that as well. And I loved the story, the aesthetic, the graphics. It just looked amazing. The beefy, chunky characters looked great. Playing the game, I just felt it was like an action combat sort of game. And then all the magazine reviews were going on about how, oh my god, it's the best Zelda game that isn't called Zelda. And it's like, am I missing something? Because I didn't like Zelda. I don't like the Zelda games. But yet this Darksiders I absolutely love. So if anyone knows the reason why this might be, why I just can't get into it and just don't play any of the Zelda games, but Darksiders I loved. I mean, Darksiders 2 I really enjoyed as well. I have Darksiders 3, but I've not played that one. I think it was that long in the actual workings that I never got into it. But yeah, Darksiders, great game. I loved it. Massive change of pace again. Panzer Dragoon, and the original one on the Sega Saturn, one of the launch games on the Sega Saturn. It was absolutely stunning. It played amazing. I love shoot 'em up games. And this one going into the screen, being able to rotate the camera with the shoulder buttons, the lock-on targets, the 5-minute intro movie at the beginning, it's just amazing. And then the music is absolutely enchanting. It's just amazing. It's absolutely great. Great game. One of the best games I've played for years and years and years. I do have the remake on the Xbox, and yes, it's good. It's just not there. These sort of games, I think they catch you when you're 15, and that's what Panzer Dragoon did. It caught me when I was 15, and it was just amazing. Another game back in the day. I love Ridge Racer, and more. There's like the newer Ridge Racer logo with the old colours behind it. But I loved Ridge Racer. I loved Ridge Racer Revolution, and I absolutely adored Ridge Racer because it kept the concept of the racing the same, but it added a full career mode, upgrading the cars, doing the new races and all that types of buying cars, and I loved it so much. And I would have had Ridge Racer Type 4 on here, but I just felt as though that one had like 5 steps, and you had to finish third in the first 2, finish third in the next 2, finish third in the next 3, then finish third in the next sort of whatever, as you were going through the levels. And that was it. It just, the credits rolled and it was done. Whereas Ridge Racer, I just felt as though, yes, it technically might only have 1 track, but that's cut up into 4 stages. So it's got like an oval. It's got a stage where the first half's 1, then you go round. Then it's got the first half the same, but then you turn left and go around and go up and down. And it's got the first half turn right and you go under and up and around. Just great game, absolutely great. Loved the music, and yeah, graphics were amazing for the PS1. So more racing games. Actually, I think the rest are all racing games. Rock and Roll Racing for the Super Nintendo. Now this has to be this SNES version because yes, I love the Mega Drive one. Looks chunky, looks really nice, but when the commentator speaks, the music stops. Whereas on the Super Nintendo, the music plays constantly with the commentator talking, so it's not as jarring, and it's just, it looks amazing. It plays so well. That twangy 8-bit, I guess 16-bit sort of music renditions of the full rock music is just amazing. There is Asphalt Rock and Roll Racing 2 on the PS1, which I have, but I've never really played. I might give it a go soon and see if I get into it or not. But Rock'n'Roll Racing, what can you say? It's amazing. I've completed it many times. Next up, Metropolis Street Racer, so MSR. Now this is the game that Bizarre Creations left Psygnosis and Sony to go to Sega to do an in-house Sega paid-for racing game. And this is how the Kudos system started, and they were in development of MSR2, but when the Dreamcast got cancelled, they moved over to Microsoft, and then that's where Project Gotham Racing started from Metropolis Street Racer. It actually just a succession. So yeah, Metropolis Street Racer is probably one of my favourite racing games. So I had to say props to the originator of that series, which is this one. Looks amazing, slidey, chunky graphics, really nice. Next up, Trials HD. Now this one is a full 3D but side-on view motorbike game with accelerate and brake, and then you actually use the stick to move your rider's weight, and it is just get from one end of the level to the next in as quickest time possible, and all of your friends on your friends list, all their times are up there, and you just got to try one more go, and you just press the back button and it just respawns you straight away, and it is just so well done. Music's amazing, grungy graphics, fire explosions, everything is just really good. And the last game that I played this week is VR Virtua Racing, and this is Time Warner Interactive's version. They came out on the Sega Saturn. Now, I think there was 5 cars and 10 tracks. I think. I might be wrong. But considering that the original game had, I think, 3 tracks and 1 car, and then the second game, Virtua Racing Deluxe, had 3 cars and 5 tracks, you can see that there is a massive upgrade here. And because Time Warner Interactive made this game, they actually had a Virtua Racing arcade machine in their office, because Sega didn't give them any of the source code to actually look at how it all worked. So they had to just sit. I think they had a camcorder on the monitor. They had people playing the game, so then they could get the camcorded footage and just play it through and watch how the cars moved and behaved and try to mimic that in their code when they were making the game. And because of that, I can see where they had a lot of problems with it. But again, when I was 15, this game, it got me through some hard times, and I loved it so much. It looks very janky now, but back then, I loved the look, I loved the feeling. Again, it's got like a career-y sort of mode, go-karts and racing, like proper Formula 1 cars. It's just great. It's a great game. So that is 25 of my favourite games of all time. Gonna have a quick break now, and we'll be back with 10 minutes of nothing for episode 395, my birthday special. So back in a couple of seconds.
Hi, I'm Keith Allen, and I play Murphy on Z Nation, and I listen to One Up Gaming Podcast.
Up next on the One Up Gaming Podcast is 10 minutes of nothing. Will it be the team talking about nothing or a guest interview? Stick around and find out now. It's 10 minutes of nothing. Yeah, 10 minutes of nothing.
Hi, David here, One Up Gaming. This is going to be the 10 minutes of nothing on episode 395 of the One Up Gaming Podcast, the My Birthday Special show. I don't know, does it look better? Does it look better if I do that? Or is that too bright? I look better because I'm all washed out, and I might do that. I don't look as old and grey. If you haven't seen the show before, the 10 minutes of nothing is normally any of the news, any of the items, anything that's worth talking about. We will pick a subject, and we will talk about that subject. If it runs longer than 10 minutes, then the timer counts, and then that is it. So we have up to 10 minutes to talk about this. So this week I thought, as it's my birthday special, all the games that I talked about in what I played and the reason why I love these games, I will try and get these games to knock each other out, and I will try and get a... Should I say a top 10? Should I say a top 10? Yeah, I'll try and get a top 10 game list. So, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be really fun. Do you know what? I am going to do something new. If we just call that top 10. Is that going to load or not? Okay, there we go. Right. So, right then. So I've got that loaded up. I will start the 10-minute timer now. So 10 minutes goes... When I said that, I didn't mean it. I will start the 10-minute timer now. So... I will just talk about the games I'm going over to the other side. So Road Avenger is definitely going across. Soul Blade definitely going across. Champ Manager definitely going across. ISS definitely going across. World League Soccer, no. Can of Fodder, definitely. Mega-Lo-Mania, definitely. Sensible Soccer, for now, yes, but I think that's my least favourite of those three games. Four Wheel Thunder, I loved, but no. Automobili, Lamborghini, I love, but no. Biking Mice from Mars, yes, I love that game with a passion. WipEout 2097, yes, I love that so much. The original Sega Rally, yes. Virtua Fighter 2, yep, that's got to go over there. Altered Beast, I love that. Right, so how many is that now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Batman Arkham Asylum's got to go, it's one of the best games. Panzer Dragoon, yeah, it's one of my favourite games of all time. Ridge Racer, love that. Oh god, this is getting ridiculous. Rock and Roll Racing, yes. Metropolis Street Racer. Do you know what? Yeah. Oh. Trials HD, I loved it, but no. VR Virtual Racing, I loved it, but no. Right. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I've got to get 7 games off that list, and then I've got to get that into a top 10. So 7 games from this list. Biking Mice from Mars, I'm sorry mate, you're gone. Oh God. Sensible Soccer, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll get 5 of them off. I'm sorry, Road Avenger. I loved you so much, but you've got to have a better game than just the intro music. Wipeout 2097. As I said, I think Wipeout 3 is probably a better overall game, and then the Wipeout Pure Infusion actually took that concept better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 3 more to get rid of. 3 more. Altered Beast. Sorry, you were my childhood. Metropolis Street Racer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh, one more. Oh, bloody hell. Jesus. So, I have got left Soul Blade, Champ Manager, I guess it's Champ Manager 2, I'd say. ISIS Pro Evo 2, Cannon Fodder, Mega-Lo-Mania, Sega Rally, Virtua Fighter 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, Panzer Dragoon, Rage Racer, and Rock'n'Roll Racing. This is gonna be a hard one. I just gotta get rid of one game. Jesus. I know he's not gonna help me. Oh, it's gonna be a bad one. Cause I think the fighting's so good, but I just can't get rid of the intro of Soul Blade. Right. So if I now do this thing to have a top 10 numbers. So, let's go through some of these. Right, so if I go through some of these, right, so that's deleted. Yeah. Oh, why is this all messed up? All the little numbers are all over the place. Oh God. Cannon Fodder. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong bloody button. It's 697. Right, I got 3.5 minutes. Got 3.5 minutes. So that was right. I think I am there. Yeah, I am there. Let me just double check that because the numbers haven't gone through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, I have a 10 list. So, my top 10 list is number 10, Panzer Dragoon. Gorgeous, great playing, amazing sound. It is a top tier game when Sega was making more arcade games. Amazing game. Number 9, Soul Blade. One of Namco's first weapon-based 3D fighters. Looks amazing, plays so well. Has the 3D backgrounds. And that intro music is just top tier, amazing. Number 8. Is that 8? 7, 6, 5. If I just do this, then I know where I am. There we go. Right, so where did I get to? Number 7. Or was it number 8? Number 8, Mega-Lo-Mania. Amazing game. It's a story about galaxies being born and then life becoming on these planets and systems, and then them trying to conquer the universe. Very simple to get into, but bloody hard once you get into it. Great game. Number 7, Ridge Racer. It's just the Ridge Racer feel, but with a more longer lasting concept of a game. ISS Pro Evolution 2. It's just the building of the Pro Evo sort of games at the peak of its existence. Champ Manager 2, like 96, 97, that type of era. And great game, just a lot slower than I remember. Cannon Fodder at 4. Amazing game, great combat, great shooty. I love the sound and the music. Rock and Roll Racing at 3. Amazing game. Music amazing. Number 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, one of the best games ever made. And at number 1, Sega Rally. Fuck yes. And that'll do, because that's the time we're going now, isn't it? Whew. So, there we go. We have a top 10 list of all the games I've played and the games I've loved as a kid. So I guess we'll have a quick break and we'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Matt Kapp, the lead artist on Binding of Isaac Rebirth and the creator of Castle of Darkness, and I listen to the One Up podcast.
So yeah, so it's been me, David, One Up Gaming, with my birthday special 395 of the One Up Gaming podcast. That is my personal top 10 lists up there now. I mean, technically speaking, there's probably more games that I've forgotten about, which I loved. But I just had a couple of days just to quickly go through some of my old games, some of my old sort of like bits and bobs, just to see what was happening. But yeah, hopefully you got more of an understanding of the games I enjoy and why I don't play RPG games and all those sort of things. I'm not a big puzzle fan, but I do like a Bubble Bobble, whatever it was. Because it wasn't really a puzzle game. But yeah, it's been episode 395, One Up Gaming. Thank you all for watching. Please buy our album, Games Inspired Music. Buy it, stream it. 20% of each sale will go to the Child's Play charity, which is amazing. Help us to give to them. The charity does amazing work for them. A lot of the people in the gaming industry join together and do like gaming streams and give money to the games. Games. Oh God. Do you know you just completely blank on a name? If I just do this, because I'm an idiot. Child's Play. All I could think of was... I've blanked on that one now. Where did I do the Guinness World Records at? No, I've completely blanked. Anyway, go to our website, oneupgaming.co.uk. You can buy the first 100 podcasts available at audiobooksontape.com. And £1 of each will go to the Diabetes UK charity. And that is because I am diabetic. I use these patches. So hopefully we can donate some money to them. Yeah. What did I say? 395. Birthday special. If you're watching this, please subscribe, like, share, bell, all that good stuff. If you're listening to this as a audio podcast, then please go to wherever you subscribe to audio podcasts from and subscribe to us, give positive feedback, all that good stuff. Really helps when people are searching for things. kicks into the algorithm. So yeah, David, One Up Gaming, thank you so much. 43 now, 40 bloody 3, and I'll be back next week.